Hi collective, welcome back to my channel. We are about relationship with ourselves first, okay? Alright, so that we can recognize our intuition, alright? Because we want balanced emotions, so we can bring in our spiritual health and spiritual wealth. Oh, so we can look at the world from a different perspective, okay? What's out in the open? Maybe you're waiting for something, or you feel like you've sacrificed, okay, when it comes to the energy of your spiritual vision. Maybe someone had an epiphany, or you look at your own imagination when it comes to your psychic abilities, okay? Maybe you're looking at hesitation, okay? Because now you're looking at a situation when you're looking at maybe a water sign person, looking at stagnation when it comes to creativity. Someone's looking at maybe a creative problem, and somebody needs to understand that problem solving techniques online, okay? So there seems to be a decision that's become a problem that needs to be solved. You could be looking at a group of people, or you're looking at your own growth, trying to look at the world in a different perspective. But there seems to be stagnation going towards looking at a different perspective. Maybe that desire is not moving because it seems to be a forced change when it comes to stability. So there seems to be a challenge when it comes to spirituality or putting something to an end. All right? Because now you're looking at work. Maybe there's stagnation at work, so you've got to find your own life balance to protect your creativity. Maybe you're going back to school, but you're waiting for results, or you're waiting if someone is putting their back to that desire when it comes to their feelings. But it seems to be a desire that they had. Is making them look at the world in a different perspective when it comes to maybe finding the work balance or balance to protect their creativity. Maybe you are an educator or an apprentice looking at self-mastery, self-craftsman when it comes to the truth of love. Because it seems to be a rebirth when it comes to a decision, when it comes to practicality at work for abundance and success, when it comes to contribution to someone's skills, or you're looking at someone's high standards of skills when it comes to maybe a Leo person. Maybe Leo is happy because he's looking at a world at a different perspective. Maybe look at the soul of the self when it comes to your own personal purpose, when it comes to your own drive, your own energy. We look at the source, and you look at maybe the source is your own abundance, come from self-mastery. Because someone seems to be immobile in like that same nest of mess when it comes to stagnations in the nations of something that is now being forced to be changed because somebody was sacrificing, and now because they sacrificed, they're immobile when it comes to learning about how to gain balance and happiness. It'll come to the strength of the soul of the self. Someone looks like they're very positive because they're embracing, they're enjoying their work, and someone sees success ahead of them. So keep going, collective. Don't be distracted. Because it looks like maybe a water sign wants to distract you, maybe bringing their problems to work or home, like as it resonates. But focus on your own creativity, because now someone's gaining strength after someone felt betrayed. Because there's gossip, there's intimacy. I think at work there's a desire to create sacrifice because someone is immobile, a water sign, when it comes to their own desires or their own epiphanies. Someone's going for a ruin because someone's been illuminated. They're highlighting someone's failure, but there's always an horizon if you use your intuition, because someone's speaking many words and many words are backstabbing, and now you feel hopeless in the mind when it comes to a final decision, when it comes to manifestation, when it comes to the wisdom of your imagination. Someone's imagination is running way away with themselves. So now maybe there is a result when you look at someone's true will it may be a Gemini or a Leo person when it comes to answering the call to action to create new opportunities, when it comes to the expansion of maybe someone's power, maybe someone's transforming, okay, within their own social dynamic, because someone needs to seek that balance or parity when making choices from the higher self, because it seems to be someone's listening to their own inner intuition to make a decision that's become a problem that needs to be solved within a group or an individual. Someone's looking at maybe suspension at work because something's been illuminated, because there seems to be maybe someone failed their test at school. Maybe they went to school and done plagiarism. So now you see the difference between theory and practical. So no, someone's not being practical at work. There's no practicality. So someone's failing to see their own purpose. All right, so they're backstabbing him. Oh yeah, backstabbing someone. So now there's a reckoning. Someone's looking at maybe self-assessment when it comes to anointment. All right, because what's out in the open? The truth. You could be a Gemini Libra Aquarius when it comes to originality, of inspiration, enlightenment, and the new beginning. Maybe you're speaking your mind, all right, to solve your problem. All right, when it comes to Gemini Libra Aquarius person, when it comes to the power of thoughts, maybe someone taking their power back when it comes to mental capacity. Someone looking at maybe heart over matter could have the insight because they're looking at the world at a different perspective. Because someone's looking at a very narrow perspective. So that means the narrow is your lowest self and not a biggest perspective on someone's highest self. Maybe someone's looking at hesitation because there's a breakthrough of an idea. And now someone is in stagnation because someone was conning a water sign person, that desire. Because he's looking back at the back of someone at work, a Virgo or Leo person, when it comes to maybe ending and finishing, for better or for worse, because someone's looking at someone's decision from their choices. Your choices from your decisions. And maybe someone's looking behind someone's back when it comes to incompetent. Someone doesn't have no good ideas and now there's no action. It's just gossip at work. So now someone look at someone's details when it comes to maybe their overall care, when it comes to self-care, when it comes to high standards. Someone doesn't have the high standards because someone's busy gossiping at work, so they're not putting their priorities right. They need to prioritize their priorities when making decisions, because it's more about looking at someone else's work. They're not looking at their own work. So now there's an immobile for this forced change, because the truth is out, because someone's looking at opening their heart, maybe to receive emotions around them, because now there's gossip, and now someone's probably leaving. When it comes to maybe new feelings, new friendships, look at the beauty. Maybe someone's looking at more self-care when it comes to maybe gaining their power from the soul of the self, because someone highlighted something at work that somebody was looking, sneaking, and gossiping. When it comes to maybe someone at work, they have the overflow of power and somebody wants to take someone's life. So now someone's speaking many words of hopelessness. When it comes to maybe a Gemini person, so a Leo person can feel like there's no end. A Leo. You need to know your own strength. Alright? Can I look at your basic instinct as a Leo person? You got the power to do the rebirth. You got the power to look at your thoughts and come to your good will, your true will. Your will is connected to your strength to make those changes, to contribute to the power is your intuition. Come to peace, because someone seems like they betrayed, and maybe they tested your strength, and maybe you didn't know your own strength until it was tested after a ruin. So now you're seeing the power of the soul, of the will, when it comes to the heart is the seat of the soul. When you look at loving yourself first, have that relationship with yourself first. You're recognizing that emotion to identify your intuition, to look at the world in a different perspective. when it comes to spiritual health. It brings in your spiritual wealth, because there's a big difference between theory and practical. Someone's answering the call to action when it comes to creating from a new perspective. Someone looks like they're going through maybe an unexpected change, because it seems like there's an end and a finish, and you're looking at better or worse, but you're looking at self-assurance. Maybe the Queen of Wands is thinking about a failure when it comes to Gemini. She spoke too many words of hopelessness because she was looking at a reckoning. She wasn't looking at her own self-assessment. She wanted to be anointed, but in a backstabbing way. So she was being very cunning, very careless, and now in her thoughts, she's being very defensive. She's very incompetent when it comes to ideas. Ideas with no action, more gossip, lying, stealing, cheating. Because she was looking for more stability in the form of a foundation to control an organization. But within that, they were looking at investigating a Aquarius person. But Queen of Wands, she was investigating a Aquarius person, the mastery of discovery when it comes to the willpower. Maybe they're watching this Aquarius person guarding against a deceitful person when it comes to concealment. Because now you're looking at maybe a Queen of Wands when it comes to her thoughts. Very dishonest person. She's carrying betrayal when it comes to a strategy on purpose, when it comes to maybe self-assessment. Maybe she is a doctor or some form of physician. She's being very dishonest. She's creating tricks because she thinks she's, I don't know, in Halloween. So now you're looking at a low self-esteem person. Maybe she's done a self-assessment on a Aquarius person and she don't know this person, so she's lying and being investigated. So now maybe someone done a discovery about someone's willpower when it comes to Aquarius person. Because now Leo person is in the angel thinking about speaking their mind to solve a problem. Because Aquarius person, the Emperor. Maybe he's looking at a Taurus person when it comes to maybe a severe 12. When it comes to maybe recovery of finances. Because it was under manipulation. Because this Queen of Wands is looking at a strategy of betrayal. She thought she had the right tactics, and now she's been investigated about a discovery that she did on purpose when it comes to maybe a self-assessment or anointment. She was looking at a reckoning. Maybe this person is a physician or maybe one of those people, but she's backstabbing now. That's in her thoughts. I think, I know. She thought she knew someone. So she's done her own, she's projecting her own self-assessment. So she's been investigated. So someone's finding control on that willpower to investigate a problem that needs to be resolved in a group or when it comes to your own personal growth. Air signs speaking their mind because they see there's a problem that needs to be solved. So now you've got a Leo person. Maybe there may be challenges ahead for this masculine, but you can face them ahead because you're facing a group of people, conning, being very careless. So now maybe you're seeing a group of people when it comes to challenges, when it comes to creative ideas. There seems to be an open of conversation when it comes to a group of making a group of people that's not being mature. Maybe someone wants to reach out for help, maybe. Because now you're looking at gaining a team. When it comes to creativity, there's a realization that there's a bad influence in this team. It's not a common goal. Because now you look at the courage, all right, of maybe a Leo person. When it comes to the wounded warrior, there seem to be unshakable forces, but coming out with great success when it comes to health, discipline. Because there seems to be unconditional love. That's what they're looking at when it comes to maybe defending their truth. Because you know, you could be looking at a situation when you're going to believe in your own personal power, you know. Someone feels they didn't know their own strength until it was tested by a Queen of Wands, Sagittarius person. So now someone looking at their own self-assessment and they're saying, yo, you're just a scammer, Miss Queen of Wands. Sagittarius person or Aries person when it comes to someone's home. So they're looking at celebrations, community. Someone wants to turn their back towards such a Sagittarius person when it comes to stability or supply of information. Because now you're looking at Pity. She's looking for self-pity. She's a waste of time. She created an argument for a family when it comes to water sign or Pisces person. You're looking at disunity because they lied about Aquarius person, about their feelings or about maybe their mental thoughts. Because now you're looking at a situation where they're looking at the future. Expansion when it comes to the tarot reader. When it comes to the soul world. Someone's preparing, someone planned. Alright? But they weren't being honest. And now someone's being honest about a Sagittarius person, lying about an Aquarius person. So you look at a situation. Someone thought they had the confidence, the passion. They're very determined to lie. So they look at maybe someone going independent because someone sacrificed when it comes to their own calling, maybe. Because they wasn't looking at the world from a different perspective. They were more playing numancy, the same old foolishness, another immobile. Because now they look at change, forced change. Someone's been investigated for maybe doctoring information when it comes to King of Wands. King of Wands is maybe looking at the challenges ahead, but you can face them when it comes to your competition, your challenges, your struggles. Someone in your group was taking advantage when it comes to the game, another in the pain to overcome. A King of Wands being defensive to maybe a Queen of Wands. Maybe this masculine leader, he's got the energy, okay? And as you look at something unexpected when it comes to a conflict, there seems to be a movement when it comes to trying to solve a problem, when it comes to creating, expanding, when it comes to expanding a plan, but it needs to come with honesty. But there seems to be an idea when it comes to this group, because now there seems to be stagnation with a Queen of Swords. They seem to be having their back towards each other, okay? Because someone's looking at immobile. This seems to be forced change because someone has clear communication, a Queen of Swords. We're looking at stability in the form of a foundation when it comes to completeness, all right? Someone's looking at the intellect when it comes to maybe the mental force of the Queen of Swords being very observant when it comes to having a big perspective, looking at the world from a different perspective. Maybe looking at the hesitation when it comes to maybe King of Wands. So now she's saying, all right, you create your own stagnation, I'm out. So now she's just looking at her own, maybe apprentice. Maybe they look at the Queen of Wands, Queen of Swords as an apprentice. Very skillful when it comes to self-mastery, self-craftsmanship. But somebody's being crafty when it comes to their own independent wealth, when it comes to a Taurus or a Capricorn person. All right, because now you're looking at a new idea. Someone is focused on a goal when it comes to Queen of Swords. She's got her own ideas, own opportunities. Very eager, all right, very curious when it comes to planting their own foundation. Prepared to get their hands dirty. They've got the courage, the ambition. Very loyal when it comes to learning skills. Because someone's very happy when it comes to the success that lies ahead. This Queen of Swords, they're looking at a tarot reader. You have to trust in your own concept first, collective, all right? Because there seems to be a change because someone's looking at the world a different perspective. Maybe King of Wands. Maybe look at the wisdom when it comes to maybe learning about the Queen of Swords. Okay, when it comes to the strength. Maybe they feel there's sound judgment when it comes to this Queen of Swords. When it comes to maybe a Virgo person studying about the wisdom. When it comes to the power of maybe a Leo person or this Queen of Swords. Now we look at someone's judgment maybe when it comes to a spiritual child, when it comes to the Leo lion. We're looking at baby cub girl when it comes to intuition. Maybe you didn't know your own strength or your own intuition until it was tested, maybe by a Queen of Wands. So now you maybe believe in your own personal power because there seems to be justice, okay, in your energy for the next step. So now we look at the next step when it comes to planning, when it comes to decisions, because we understand under the energy of deception, all right, when it comes to the mystery, while you have to trust your own counsel first. There seems to be a ruin that Miss Queen of Wands was thinking about when it comes to a Leo person, but no, we see an end of era, and now that hopelessness has become victory. We're looking at maybe a Leo person, or maybe looking at a Queen of Swords. Maybe look at the progress of the Queen of Swords when it comes to confidence. We're looking at a conquest when it comes to public recognition. We're looking at maybe finding solutions when it comes to harmony, when it comes to healing. You need empathy. But this Queen of Wands don't have no empathy. She's her mental is destruction, to the failure. Now look at the overflow of someone's mouth. They like to stab you behind the back, all right, and run away and act like it's not them. So this person had many words to say, but now they're thinking they're hopeless because now they're looking at their judgment. Someone's been investigated. When it comes to maybe this Queen of Wands, when it comes to discovering information, because she had a tactic when it comes to betraying a Leo person, that's all she was thinking of. She was being very dishonest, as like a friend trying to run away with it when they saw an opportunity. So you look at someone's tactics, very tactless when it comes to maybe trickery, dickery, dock. All right, this one don't have no clock in their mental capacity. When it comes to taking actions with their own ideas, all right, this person don't have no good ideas for themselves. So now you look at the energy, the willpower when it comes to maybe answering your own call by looking at your own intuition. Maybe making a judgment call, maybe making a decision when it comes to prioritizing, when it comes to the will of your own power. Maybe you're taking your power back, all right, when it comes to standing up for your own belief. Maybe in that situation where you saw a challenge ahead of you and now you're feeling that I can face my challenges, all right? You got that strength to gain. So maybe you're doing your own self-assessment, maybe look at your own purpose. So now Aquarius persons come to calmer waters. All right. Maybe this King of Wands has a different perspective when it comes to maybe the perspective when it comes to sacrificing an Aquarius person or him being sacrificed. Looking at transitioning the mental, moving forward from a problem. All right. Because now you're looking at problem solving. You understand the problem. You saw the truth. Move forward. Okay. So now maybe someone's moving forward from a problem. The mind's come to calmer waters. So be mindful of what you can take when it comes to your emotions. Someone's transitioning when it comes to moving beyond emotional baggage. Because now we're looking at problem solving. All right. There seems to be a journey when it considers more deeper thinking, more research when it comes to maybe sacrificing, or when it comes to research, and when it comes to spirituality, the visions, because you have to decode, innit? So now you're looking at maybe the imagination and the ability when it comes to illuminating the mind, when it comes to maybe saints and holy grace. Okay. Now someone's looking at an insight because they've gone within introspection. They have clarity. Once you go within yourself, take that time out, you can make breakthroughs. All right. Someone's doing research on a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius person. Somebody lied. The Queen of Wands was lying. So now we're looking at a con. They're looking right at this con artist, a Leo person. A Leo, Aries, Sagittarius person when it comes to. You're only limited by what you believe is possible. So now someone is bonded to materialism, very obsessed when it comes to information. When it comes to Queen of Swords, they try to bring stagnation because the Queen of Wands is very jealous. We're looking at maybe repression when it comes to powerless. Because now you're looking at a water sign person when it comes to expressions. Of maybe when it comes to compassion, when it comes to emotions. At work with a Virgo person, it was under manipulation. Someone's being unreliable, very fickle, moody when it comes to work. So you look at maybe an untrustworthy person, not being very truthful. Because you look at maybe vain. Somebody was looking at, took someone's work when it comes to poetic justice. That's what we're going for, poetic justice. Because somebody was learning the romantic and not Afromantic when it comes to maybe Egyptianology. Someone's maybe looking at opening a conversation when it comes to growth, community. Because someone's in an unconditional love when looking at maybe their feelings for new feelings, for a new friend when it comes to beauty, pleasure, self-love. Somebody wants to focus on a new goal when it comes to success. All right, because now you're looking at a situation when it comes to maybe trust your own emotions, when it comes to a Taurus and a Virgo person, when it comes to sharing that success to build. All right, because now you're looking at giving and receiving. Somebody was giving money to a Sagittarius person to lie about Aquarius person. So now you're looking at bias, Queen of Wands, with a Taurus person. When it comes to misalignment of money, all right, somebody wasn't healing, they were being heathens, they don't have no empathy. Somebody was sharing a Leo's money with a Queen of Wands. When it comes to the justice system, someone created false accusations, a Queen of Wands. So now they're looking at injustice. She will be investigated or is being investigated. Intolerant, irresponsible, dishonest person. Looking at a ruin with a Gemini person. Because now you're looking at someone's thoughts about soulmates. There seems to be a desire to look at someone's responsibilities when it comes to the soulmates connection. Somebody lied, so they bring misalignment, because the soulmates is about healing, and it requires empathy. So now someone is stuck now in their thoughts when it comes to pleasure and pain. So now they're looking at hardship, and the soulmates are looking at pleasure of the hardship. All right. Now you see the power of the soulmates when it comes to the soul of the self. Because now maybe you're starting that strong energetic. Maybe you feel very strong, energetic, and ready to take on the world. Maybe someone feels very fearless when it comes to the ambition of maybe look at their competition in a more logical, scientific, skilled way. Someone's very brave, very clever when it comes to maybe a Aquarius person moving from a problem, all right? And you'll be more mindful when it comes to transitioning information about a very demonic person when it comes to maybe gossiping in the group of people with, again, a Taurus person and a Virgo person. So now maybe someone's looking back of maybe their achievements and maybe want to set new goals. Because when it comes to maybe personal power, it's more poetic justice now from someone's decisions for being domineering. So now we're looking at the first steps of planning, maybe when it comes to maybe a more equal give and take. Or they're looking at the first steps of unconditional love. The first steps, new feelings, new friendship, new beauty. It comes from self-love. You've got to work on your self-love. When you focus on your goals, it brings about your great success. All right? But someone looks like they have boundaries when they have, maybe when it comes to the strength of such a Sagittarius person, when it comes to attaining information from a King of Pentacles. Maybe King of Pentacles looking at thinking about a group with a Virgo Taurus person that's bound to the devil when it comes to materialism, very obsessed in the chains of the shadow of self. Someone's looking at being cunning when it comes to maybe an idea, because now this group is gossiping about maybe a Taurus person. Because now maybe a King of Pentacles is trying to maybe continue to solve issues in the practical way when it comes to maybe being realistic. He has to bring out his better character when it comes to steady, reliable, when it comes to providing romance. At work, there's Virgo, because he's sharing. It's been highlighted. Maybe he's sharing money. And an Aries person, bloody heck. So now someone's believing in their own personal power when it comes to the power of giving money to a Taurus person, a Leo person. When it comes to maybe Sagittarius person, making changes of contribution to their family, and now they're arguing about excessive force of projecting money from a Leo to a Taurus to a Sagittarius to take action on an idea to move them forward away from a lawsuit. So they made false accusations. She could be a lawyer, she could be a legal secretary, she could be an assistant, she could be a physician, whoever she is in this law system, or a doctor or something. She lied, and now she's looking for pity from her family when it comes to adapting to be independent. They were very generous to their family, and now it's a letdown. They're going for a lawsuit. Yeah, maybe they want to go single. They wanted to enjoy the labor of someone else's demise. So now you're looking at a situation with a Sagittarius person. She's trying to create a calm atmosphere because of her contribution, because their families realized, or she's realized about a Taurus person, how they regained their money, and it was from her own family. It was from her own family. So now there's bias. They were being biased. This Queen of Wands. She's been very biased. She created false accusations about Aquarius person. This time it was her Taurus person. Yeah, with a Cancer person, Pisces person. So now you're looking at maybe finding a inspiration. Someone was preparing an illusion, and now that illusion is in fear because their past is now their future. So now someone's looking at honesty from a past dishonesty, from a Sagittarius person, a Cancer person, and a Taurus person, Virgo person, on the deception when it comes to dissatisfaction. Now they're dissatisfied because now look at the deeper meaning of selfishness when it comes to someone's deception. Because now you're looking at Aquarius person, finding that strength. The strength was, the mental was tested. And maybe we all were tested when it comes to the approach of mental. Now they're uncertain about their outlook of the future because now they've got resentment, quietly holding resentment towards Aquarius person because they couldn't be Aquarius person. So now they're holding resentment and with a Leo person. So now they learn to take life as it comes, both positive and negative, because there seems to be arguments when it comes to inner and outer conflict. There seems to be a struggle when it comes to maybe the energy, because there seems to be corruption, rivalries and competition, and now there's tension in the air because there's too much fears come from the baseline of illusions. Because now you're looking at maybe a King of Wands is looking at his support when it comes to his friendship group. Maybe looking at maybe his friends to help with a problem when it comes to maybe a friendship. Because now some look at their group when it comes to experiencing within a community. Maybe he's looking at his group in a different perspective. Because now he's got his back towards a Queen of Swords. Maybe he went to a friend, Cancer person, about his feelings because he normally celebrates his success with that person. In maybe because now we're looking at, because there's stagnation, there's regret. Someone regrets, and someone don't let your focus close you to a new idea. So because this masculine turned his back and went with a third party person, now collective, maybe you feel a Cancer person or maybe a Leo or Pisces person turn their back, but don't focus on closing off to new ideas, all right? Bring yourself into a different perspective because someone lacks when it comes to risk. Now someone's bored when it comes to maybe demotivation. So maybe someone's demotivated when it comes to a Cancer person. He's in his feelings when it comes to maybe an illusion when it comes to his options because someone wants someone to miss out on opportunity. But no, collective. All right, maybe you're observing your own perspective when it comes to your feelings. Maybe you're making it very clear, all right, when it comes to maybe what's best for you and what's best for all right? Maybe you're focused on your goals at work, okay? You could be a student. You could be loving your work. Keep going, collective, all right? Because now I see the gates are opening for you and the doors will be open when it comes to love. Hold on a minute, my darlings, okay? Okay, so maybe there's love coming on the door, knocking on the door to celebrate love in your life. Look at inspiration when it comes to loving yourself first. Maybe someone loves you, but it's a hidden feeling. So maybe you got someone's hidden their feelings for you, and maybe at work it's becoming a bit intense. But you got to look at the positive and the negative when it comes to a Leo person. Maybe they just focus on their own goals. So you got to focus on your own goals, my darling, all right? Because someone's looking at a moody Taurus person having a conflict with a Leo person about their goals. They want to bring it about success. So you got to trust your own inner counsel, man. Because a Leo's with a very insecure person, a horror movie, when it comes to maybe neglect. Someone's very dependent. Because someone's trying to morph into you. Someone's trying to be you. And that's why there's resentment, because they can't be you. Because they're learning about you from a Leo person, a Taurus person. Because they're looking at maybe romance. So now maybe you see a Leo person, or maybe you're seeing a King of Swords. Maybe a Leo or a King of Swords got their Godhead on and they're thinking things through from a different perspective. Maybe someone's seeing that this Taurus person trying to morph into a Aquarius person. So you see the truth for what it is. You've got to be cautious when it comes to someone's design and someone's plans. They're trying to control someone. But be determined to get up, and see your own energy. Because it seems to be something very unexpected when it comes to conflict, when it comes to strife with someone's movements. Because now maybe you're taking action on a new idea. Use your intuition. Don't let your emotions get in the way. Be more logical. Someone's very immature, very moody, because they can't morph into someone else, because they were learning from a Leo person, a Taurus person, because the Taurus person was donations. So Aquarius said, all right, I'm going to transition my own mind. I don't want to be a Captain Saberho. Move on from your problems. You don't take on other people's problems. You see things what it is. You're very mindful. I can see collective. Just transition your mind and move forward. And use your own intuition. Maybe there's a hidden feeling when it comes to King of Wands. Maybe King of Wands wants to relocate to a Aquarius person and have a conversation. Because he feels this person will make him happy, comfortable. He wants to trust in his own intuition, his own universe. When it comes to high-minded. Maybe Aquarius person is going into the mind when it comes to maybe everything has tuned in. And she's tuning out everything else. And enjoying her own success. While maybe this King of Wands, maybe matching that energy, or he's looking at a con at work when it comes to stagnation with the Queen of Swords. Maybe he's seeing the Queen's person is not focused on him. She's focused on her own idea. But Cancer's focused on a Queen of Swords' work when it comes to being jealous about God's true account. You've got to open your heart to receive love from other people. Look at the balance. Love attracts love, alright? When it comes to partnerships, harmony. Look at equality when it comes to God's true account. Look at the connection when it comes to maybe feeling telepathically connected to someone. When it comes to the sweetness of someone being gentle from the emotions. Maybe you're doing some self-explorations because now you're looking at a situation where someone wants to express their creativity. A King of Cups. King of Cups is looking at a Taurus person when it comes to sharing success or building more success with a Taurus person. But he's thinking at work, he can't focus on his goals because he's more looking at a Taurus person getting money from a Leo person. So you've got to trust your own counsel first, Leo, when it comes to this moody person at work, a Taurus person, a female. Maybe looking at maybe your mother issues or maybe neglect. Someone neglecting a child for work. And it's a burden for such a serious person. She lacks responsibility. She has blockage. She puts her stress. She's stressed out about the King of Cups giving a Taurus person donations to make them look powerful. And now she's a moody, neglectful mother. Anyway. Or it could be a King of Swords. Maybe King of Swords is thinking things through. Or maybe looking at the King of Wands. Got his God back on. His God is on. He's looking at maybe this wounded warrior position as a different perspective. You look at victory when it comes to a lawsuit with a Queen of Wands. There was strife when it comes to ambition. When it comes to divine masculine. The structure and control by putting his God head on. That helps with his burdens. Why? Because his emotions is supporting. You have to support yourself before you can support anybody else. You've got to look at your own burdens and not a third-party person's burdens. Because this person underneath the veil, alright, is very neglectful. Maybe a King of Cups and a King of Swords as baby mothers. Maybe it's a Sagittarius person, Pisces person, take it as it resonates. You've got to look at your own space with your own confidence so you can come out with victory. Because now they're saying this soulmate, there's tensions when it comes to soulmates, when it comes to maybe someone's got a law office or a doctor's office or a police office, a law, they're lying, man. And I think that's what they're unprepared about. Now they're hurrying up because they seem to be insincere when it comes to a family from a Leo person. Maybe it's a family member, Queen of Wands, Sagittarius, or Aries person, or a Cancer person. They're not sincere, man. They're horrid. Horrid Henry. Yeah, when it comes to their decisions. Someone's looking at maybe stalemate because of someone's indecisions when it comes to someone's ambition. When it comes to Leo person, have a competition with a Taurus person. Then I look at breaking through when it comes to a problem. Because someone sees it, maybe something as a different perspective when it comes to sacrifice and a King of Wands, when it comes to a third party person, when it comes to this group of people, them laughing, thinking, finding it funny. King of Wands probably looking at maybe using his intuition to bring the mind to calmer waters. Because now you're looking at maybe challenges, struggles with a Taurus person when it comes to planning. Because it seems to be stagnation, comes to money, delays. Because someone is bound to the devil. When it comes to this shadow self, they're very obsessed about money and very jealous about God's true account. Someone's very highly jealous about Queen of Swords. So now you're looking at maybe resting. Someone's laying down with a Taurus person, a Leo person, recharging, maybe thinking about his donations. Maybe he wants to open his heart to a Queen of Swords. But she's moved on because he was laying down with a Taurus person and they made money. And she just likes being by herself. You know, I think people find it hard to see people that like their own company. I think people just don't get when people like their own company. These people don't like their own company. So now you're looking at Earth sign person, enjoying the results when it comes to maybe a Cancer person, Virgo person, Aries person, Leo person. And Leo was the one laying down with it, working with it, giving donations. So why should the divine feminine sit there while someone morphs into her, while the masculine just sits there? I don't think so. Go within and see your own self, Virgo. Maybe look at maybe the answers will come to you. Look at your own wisdom. Because now you're in a situation where a Tauro Capricorn person wants to hold on to tightly. You know, they want people, they don't want people to move forward. They like control because they don't have their own stability. So now someone's looking at maybe a conflict with a King of Cups when it comes to maybe enjoying the results of his hard work. He wants to hold on to people's properties when it comes to maybe the materialism, gaining, maybe from a Leo person or Sagittarius person. It's a burden when it comes to giving money to a Taurus person because that person is just moody, insecure, neglectful when it comes to children, want to morph into other people but herself. And now you're looking at heartbreak, Sagittarius, heartbroken, about Cancer person. And now you're looking at Bitter Betty, looking at the truth of separation. Because now you're looking at Aquarius person. Cancer, Scorpio had a desire. They wanted to see a loss for Aquarius person, so they created fabrications, disappointments, disillusionments. They went to fear. And now they fear in the mornings now. Why? Because they can't, they find it hard to sleep. Now they're worried about their own changes because of the steps that they took. Their past is now their future when it comes to deception. Because someone's mental was tested, a Aquarius person. And now they're grieving because they wanted an air sign to grieve over a soulmate. So they lied by dishonesty because someone was giving someone money. Do you understand? It's madness. Madness. Imagine giving someone money and they're lying, being malicious, envious, irresponsible. They didn't even care about your feelings. They just cared about getting that money to morph into someone else. I don't know why I keep seeing a skeleton key. Maybe Alexander Crawley, maybe. It's weird, isn't it? Someone's worried about money coming from a Gemini person because now you're seeing when it comes to the thoughts, they paid, Taurus Capricorn person paid people, group of people, to victimize an air sign woman, and she gave money. A Taurus person did because she was gaining money from someone's demise. So now looking at recovery because now someone's looking at temporary success. Someone was researching for riches. So now maybe someone's seeing going forward to an air sign person. And now you see the Queen of Pentacles was focused on home, family, success, of abundance, but in a very untruthful way. But she had a mask on, acting truthful and practical, protective over her family, you know, because she wanted to hold on to her temporary success. So because she was searching for riches. So now you look at withdrawal from a Queen of Pentacles, because the Queen of Pentacles is looking at collapse. She's a lying, stealing scumbag. She has the energy of destruction because she's demonic, very jealous, envious person. You may be looking at the fundamentals of someone's foundation when it comes to a reality check. Queen of Pentacles is difficult. She's a tower. Somebody was seeking changes and they were trying to change people's opinion, and now someone's been investigated, the Queen of Pentacles. So now you're looking at a situation where someone wanted to spread their legs to a Cancer person to change for a new journey, because she wanted to feel like someone cared. She was in need. So now you've got a Cancer person directed himself into his bank account and created difficulties towards his own legacy and comes to his family. Now such a Sagittarius person is looking at maybe bank accounts and doing recognitions, and he's thinking, uh-oh, King of Cups took that energy and that courage, and he was going to depart with a lover. All right? Now you look at inspiration, someone's motivation. When it comes to someone's love actions, when it comes to commitment, choices of love. Someone's thinking about maybe the courage to depart, because now you're looking at going within. Someone's maybe looking at the answers. The answers are in you. To understand, real answers are within you. So someone's looking at divine inspiration, because now someone's been enlightened that someone's on a karmic cycle. Okay? They're in their fate. Looking at the cycles of destiny. Someone tried to do destiny swapping, but they ran out of their luck because they tried to do destiny swapping. That's what we're working on. An earth sign person. All right, when it comes to maybe creating entrapment. And now earth sign is pointing her backside over there now. Now there seems to be a change. All right, because someone seems to be blocked when it comes to balancing. Okay, at work. Now someone is going to spiritual prison because of the lust of vanity. Someone tried to do destiny swapping, so they bring doubt in people's thoughts, because someone's thoughts are very uncontrollable. So they tried to project that to a Aquarius person so she can overthink, because they thought she was in the energy of desire of lust. We don't understand lust. We understand love comes with trust, and vanity comes with obsession. So now someone brought in temptation from the devil. Now they've gone disarray with a Scorpio person, because now they look at going spiritual prison, mental prison. Aquarius person is looking at opportunities of renewal, faith in God. Now looking at unexpected change or help to a Leo person from Aquarius person. And they're thinking, uh-oh, unexpected help from who? A real life Empress. Now you're looking at maybe when it comes to a new approach to achieve your goals. Yes, we can go for the war, but it's giving no fucking excuse to lie on other people or create a demise for your own balance. That's wrong. So when you go to prison, you do the crime, you do the time. So don't cry like a baby, because someone created this own by their own skills for manipulation. A Taurus person. Now you understand your beliefs, your values, and your boundaries. Someone's looking at an Aquarius person as a spiritual teacher when it comes to divine wisdom, when it comes to kindness. Do you understand? Somebody, Taurus person, was a fool. Do you understand? Unorthodox practices. Now, everything you have worked for is now coming together, whether it's good or it's bad. Why? Past intentions is now your future. Remember, walking love, talking truth. Love you guys. Bye.